This is Jesse Austin, and with my co-host Carla Lenk, and we're here with another episode of Community Business Matters. And we have a very special guest today, another entrepreneur from the area who's going to talk about her business and how she got started and some of the challenges and successes that she's had along the way. In her role with North Central Community Action Program has worked closely with our guest, and I will allow them to continue the conversation.
Okay. I met Rachael Sparks about 3 years ago in 2014, and she was looking to start her business, which was very interesting to me because it had so many facets to it. Again, I thought she had a lot of competition because I immediately thought of a massage, and then there were so many people in town that has massage studios, but she does something different. And Rachael, why don't you explain how you came to me and what you wanted to do?
I do nutrition and lifestyle consulting. I'm also a Reiki master teacher, and I became a Reiki master teacher in 2006. I went to Everglades, well, first I went to Kaplan University and studied physical medicine, a lot of personal training, some nutrition. And then I transferred over to Everglades University and did their Bachelor's of Science in Alternative Medicine program.
Well, I know that you were at the university in Florida, and so many of the people that I meet maybe have associate degrees, or they go to school for massage therapy, and that's it, cosmetology or massage therapy. But you've got your BS degree. You've got something in alternative medicine. So is that a holistic point of view?
Yes, it's a whole body program, I guess, that I do, where I look at the individual's whole health, which means I'm not just looking at their nutrition and their activity levels and things. I'm also looking into their everyday life, their social life, their faith, and how that plays a part in our health when we are socializing with our friends and family, or whether it's friends at our church or wherever we go, where we can fellowship with other people and stuff. That also, affects our health and our happiness.
One of the things that I also noticed was that you have Reiki, is that how you pronounce it?
Reiki, yes.
And that you were certified in this in several states, I believe. Florida and Wisconsin, or just
for Reiki?
Reiki.
Just in Wisconsin.
Just in Wisconsin.
Yes.
And perhaps for the benefit of our viewers, perhaps you could explain, because I found it to be a fascinating concept, explain the whole concept behind Reiki.
Reiki works with the body's energies. It can help balance the energies out in the body, which when we have 7 major chakras in our body. We have multiple other ones, but the 7 major chakras, when those chakras end up getting plugged up with stagnant energy, or negative emotions, sometimes can get stuck, especially in our solar plexus, that eventually can cause us physical ailments. So what I do is I go through and clear those out and kind of rejuvenate them, and kind of just clear out all that gunk that builds up in there, from everyday stuff and stress, things like that, or that's what affects those. And then it can affect our whole health. So,
is that like an energy field?
Yes, we all have an energy field. Our heart actually puts off an EMF signal, and they have proven that it reaches out to at least 15 feet. They believe it goes a lot farther out from our bodies, but they've proven the 15 feet thing. So when we're close to one another, we are actually affecting each other with our energies. If you're in a bad mood and the other person is not strong enough in their mood, if they were in an okay mood, and someone else comes into their life and they're crabby or whatever, that person can actually influence our moods if we're not careful. So that energy field really does affect us, and other people's energy fields affect us as well. So whether it's positive or negative.
Well, how did you come about getting into the business or starting up your own practice?
Well, my sister is the one that she did massage and Reiki, so I trained with her. She trained, and I cannot remember their name, but she trained with someone down in Madison. So I studied with her. She also taught me some massage stuff, which I did take massage in school, but not a full course. So it was kind of a overall with all the modalities of alternative medicine. And I guess I just been fascinated, excuse me, was fascinated with it ever since I started doing my own research years and years ago. First it was with my daughter, who was diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 6, and they wanted to put her on medication, and me and my ex-husband were not thrilled with that idea. So we did for a little while, just to kind of bide us some time to figure out what we were going to do, because it was just chaos. So I began to research nutrition and other alternative therapies, different treatments and remedies for ADHD, which began, looking into more nutrition and lifestyle stuff, and it began not just changing my daughter's diet and regimens and things, but I also started changing mine and then the family's. Because I knew I needed to lose weight, being 240 pounds back then.
Unbelievable.
I was, just miserable, chronically depressed, just not happy at all. And so when I'm reading all this stuff, I'm like, well, I can start changing just a few things, over time. And, eventually here I am, and I've lost most of the weight, and I've been able to keep it off without fighting it every day. And worrying about everything that I eat constantly anymore. But when I began, I was always, conscious about what I was eating, how much I was eating, whether it was processed foods or not. And I eventually cut processed foods out completely out of our home, and began taking better vitamins and minerals and things like that, and being gentle with myself, because I always was beating up on myself for not making those goals, and I just, I screwed up again, and I had a craving, and I couldn't, control it, and I have no willpower. I'm just beating myself up, and I'm like, I gotta stop doing this. Mm-hmm. So I started talking to myself better, and you can do this, and well, you screwed up right now, but the rest of the day we're going to be good, and tomorrow we're going to be good because you cheated today. So I've just been doing that over the last, my daughter is now she'll be 21 in December.
Oh, congratulations. You don't look old enough to have a 21-year-old.
So, I have 4 grandbabies at home too. So,
oh my.
But anyway, she's now going to be 21, and so since she was about 6. So I've been working on this, and so it's been quite a journey. I've been learning a lot along the way, and being more confident in myself, and so.
I know that you probably have a variety of clients who come to see you, mm-hmm. And so I don't want to box you in here, but generally speaking, when they come to you and start talking to you about the needs, is there, like, I guess I would call it a ballpark area that they're talking about in terms of what they're looking to achieve when they come to see you?
Most of them all have their own individual goals. We'll go over their health history, things like that, and I'll talk with them about their life and their stresses and like their faith and all of that stuff. We talk about it all in the first consultation. And then we'll go from there. We figure out what they want, what their goals are, if they have weight loss goals, or they want less stress in their life, they want to be able to manage stress better, so I'll help them with stress management techniques, just stress reduction in general, how to make the workplace a little bit, more stress-free, and home life, And a lot of times it's teaching them breathing techniques or relaxation techniques, meditation, different things like that. Sometimes I will recommend a supplement for them as well. So
What kinds of supplements do you use in your practice?
I use Shaklee. So
What's that?
Shaklee is the #1 nutrition company in the United States.
So that's the name of our brand?
Yes. And I've been with the company for about a year and a half, but they've been around for about 60 years. So they have a history, and their testing is very rigorous. So I'm very confident in their products, and they offer a wide variety of products, not just supplements, but also cleaners and skincare and cosmetics. So.
Okay.
There was another aspect of some of the offers that you had, and it's called essential oils. Can you go into a little bit about how that plays into what you do?
I use oils a lot, and with most of my clients. A lot of times I will use them in my Reiki session. I do something that's called the raindrop technique, and that's where I'm balancing the cranial-sacral energies, which is the cranial and sacral energies at the top of the base of the top of the skull and base of the spine, and those energies that work through there, a lot of times can get clogged as well too. Can cause back pain, other things, and so I'll use a variety of oils, usually 5 to 8 oils along the spine, and then do the energy work. And a lot of my clients have had great results with that. I've been working with essential oils now for over 13 years. I practiced at home with them a lot. When I was learning about all this stuff, and of course, I wanted to try everything that I was reading about. So all these different modalities, I'm very interested in. But there was a few like nutrition, lifestyle, and the essential oils and Reiki, and that's where I really found my passion.
Yeah, so, Carla, if you could go into some detail, because one of the things that we want to do with this program is to demonstrate how the work that you do with North Central Community Action Program helps individuals like Rachael. If you could go into some detail about how the two of you met.
Yeah, well, the normal thing is that somewhere along the line, Rachael was told that she should come to me. And what I do is to help people write business plans. And this is something that I've put together. It all boils down to an outline that I tried to simplify, because if you look at some of the outlines that you find in textbooks or on the internet, it all is very, very cumbersome. So I wanted to streamline it, and you escaped a portion of what I have to do now. North Central Community Action Program has decided that all, not specifically us, but state and possibly all CAP services would have to do a feasibility study. Well, a feasibility study is basically extremely huge, because every one of the modalities that you're talking about, you'd have to explain it in a feasibility study, and why you're doing it and why you're not doing it, and how that would, if you're going into business, how that would make money for you, and what the bottom line is within that. So when I had this for the DVR, when I worked with the DVR, I had 52 pages, one page, on just one side. That was the feasibility study, and I didn't want to do it, actually, so I told my boss from Madison, I said I didn't think that it was necessary, because I gleaned a lot of that information out when I met with people. And he says, no, we have to have it in the finals. Okay, whatever. So I printed it out one-sided, so I had 52 pages with it. And he would say, there was my immediate boss and then the person from Madison. So I said, well, here's the feasibility study. And my boss shoved it over to the other one. He says, well, this is the business plan. And I says, no, that's the feasibility study. He says, well, no, this is too big. And I says, that's what a feasibility study is. He says, well, another CAP service has only 2 pages. I says, well, it's not a feasibility study. You know, you either have it or you're not. You don't just take part of your appendix out, you take the whole thing out. And so they actually said, oh, you know, well, all right. I said, I tell you what I'll do. I'll compromise. I'll put it on both sides of the page. So it's now 16 pages, same number of questions. And we do find that people who are a little bit uncertain as to what they're trying to do, they just want to open a business because they thought it was cool. And I said, it's a lot more than that. I must say that when Rachel came to me, she had everything down as to what she wanted to do. And I think a lot of it was the professionalism that she brought to the table. She knew what she was going to do, how she was going to do it. She had her site already picked out, and that was going to work well with her. Not a problem. Everything went very quickly. Even people who have advanced degrees, it usually takes 3 to 4 months to pull all this information together. Rachel did it in maybe a month and a half.
Wow.
5 weeks maybe. And it was done. And so she did get funding from a different source. And it was just at a time when our grant money had not come in, so that we were not able to fund her, but she was funded through a different source, and it worked well. And that, you know, I gave her the financials. We have a spreadsheet that I can send to anyone over the internet, and then they faint because it's 16 different tabs, and they look at it and, oh my God.
That's what I struggled with. It's too many numbers.
But we also I've put together a group of people, professional people within the city. So I have a legal person a business person that will be able to give legal advice. He's a business lawyer. And I have an accountant, a CPA, that's all they do is small business, and they'll give free advice and help them through these financials. I have someone that was doing insurance. He's retired, so I have to find somebody else for that. But I have someone in marketing, and I'm also a person that works with SCORE. SCORE stands for Senior Corps of Retired Executives, but I keep trying to find a synonym for retired, because not many of us are. You know, we always go on to a different career. So then they changed it to Service Corps of Retired Executives, but that retired really bothers me, so I don't know maybe regular executives, I don't know. Anyway, we were always specialized in what we did. And
Resurgent.
Yeah, right. And I had good friends in the SBA, and they said, yeah, that would work out well. So I always tend to flip into something that works well and is a source of information for clients as well as for other people. So and I worked with Rachel to get her business plan together. I looked at her business plan today. It is still as phenomenal as it was when I first saw it. She probably needs to revise it a little bit.
Yeah. And now, because you did mention that she had so many things prepared in advance, including her site, which I should have mentioned at the very beginning. Where are you located here in Wisconsin Rapids?
I am at the Starver Healthcare Clinic, and I'm downstairs by the massage girls.
Is that back of Shopko?
Back at Shopko,
At the Shopko, and so if you have
It's not in Shopko, it's across the street
we're near the fire department?
Yes.
next to it.
Next
to it,
the
yeah.
block.
Yep.
It's a little court.
Okay. So that address would be?
1210 Parkwood Drive.
Okay.
So.
And so what are your hours of operation then?
Typically, I'm appointment only, but my hours are 9 to 5, Mondays through Friday, some Saturdays. It usually depends on my clients. A lot of times my clients that work all day during the week don't have time to come and see me because my business hours are the same hours they're at work. So with certain clients, I will make an exception and see them on Saturday. So.
And I think, though, that it's fascinating that you have been able to isolate certain treatments for people who have certain things wrong with them. Not maybe just discontent, but something physically wrong with them. And that is unusual. And it's almost like a life coach mixed with aiding with the physical body.
Yeah.
So your emotions can lead to physical discomfort, and you can help with that.
Correct. So I look at all 7 dimensions of wellness. I'm not just looking at one
I know
particular
too.
part, and I'm not just looking at symptoms. So I'm looking at those symptoms are telling us something about what's wrong. So we'll look at those symptoms, we'll look at, all the different areas, and usually it works out well, and, my clients are getting relief and improving. I have one, she's from Stevens Point. She came to me with high blood pressure and high stress, and they put her on medication, and of course she didn't want that. But at the time, her blood pressure was so high and crazy and all over the place that, they were concerned with her having a heart attack or a stroke at any time. So, obviously I said at this point, I think the medication, we need to utilize that right now. But in the meantime, we can still look at, your diet, your exercise program, doing some stress reduction techniques and some meditation. I taught her some breathing techniques. She started practicing yoga at home because she was more comfortable with that, and I meet my clients where they're at. I'm not pushing them. I like to let them go at their own pace, because I know if someone would have been pushing me all these years, I probably wouldn't have made it as far as I did. I would have given up and told them where to go.
I can't imagine you doing that.
Well, so, I let them at their own pace and where they're comfortable. I might make this wellness plan for you that's 20 pages long. Then I break down to each section. Each section is about something different that I'm recommending for each thing. Why I'm recommending these foods. What are they good for? Where does, their contents of vitamins and nutrients. So they can just at a glance look at the wellness plan and see, okay, I should be eating this, this, and this. And, these are the essential oils that she recommended. These are the supplements she recommended. And, they can pick and choose where they want to begin and where their comfort level is. I also don't push my clients into high-intensity exercise programs right away. I believe, with my schooling and some of even from the teachings of my professors, it stresses the body when we're not used to working out like that. If you're not used to going to the gym every day and really giving her, and tomorrow you start that, you're going to hurt yourself. And you're going to give up because it's hard. So I recommend that my clients start out nice and slow. It also gives the body time to acclimate to those changes. So it kind of grows with you as you start, something low impact like yoga, and just doing some stretching and some light things, light aerobics, things like that, to start off with and build yourself up to higher intensity programs, because your body's not used to that. So you just throw your body into that, you're going to stress your body, you're going to stress yourself out, and it's not going to work for you anyway, and you're going to give up. So if you start off slow and work yourself up to those high lows and all of that other crazy intensity workouts, you're going to do better in them later if you start off slow.
Excellent. So
Makes
how
sense.
long have you been in business now?
Actually, since 2013. I actually had an office prior to talking to Carla over in Port Edwards with my sister, which was I was only open there for about 10 months.
Okay.
So things just kind of fell through. It wasn't time yet.
Okay.
So I had to get some things together, and Carla showed me that.
And so how long have you been at the current address at Strobel?
At Stoiber, I've been there for
3 years. Started in 2014 because I looked at the
August or September.
you had press release in the paper.
Yeah,
I cut
yeah.
it out, put it in her folder.
Yeah. So, wow, it's been that long.
Time flies.
Yes, it does.
When you're doing well.
Yeah.
Well, again, one of the reasons that we have this program is because of the work that Carla does with individuals like you who are ambitious, have a vision, and want to see it through to fruition. And we appreciate people like you in our community. But I did want to talk to Carla very briefly about a guest we had on earlier, and something very exciting that's going on with her business.
Right, and we did in one program, we talked about the project that North Central Community Action Program is doing on crowdfunding. And this is a grant that someone else got and then put out a request for proposals. And I wrote a proposal and I got the only one in Wisconsin. And Jacqueline Bauman Race has decided that she wanted to do that, and it's Wood County Crowdfunding is the link.
Okay.
And she is trying to raise dollars in order to get some equipment to go more into the commercial end of her bakery. If you have not gone to Higher Ground Cafe, it's on 8th Street next to Sleep In there. So fair trade coffee from all over the world that you can get, and instead of sending away for these packages of beans or ground coffee, you can get it right down on 8th Street. And then she does bakery, and she has soups and stews and salads and sandwiches that you can pick up. I very often will go there and pick up something to eat at night, so I buy a quart of whatever she's got cooking there, and then I don't have to cook, so it works well for me.
So for the benefit of supporting local business people such as Jacqueline, we urge you to
Right, she's just starting out with her campaign. She needs $25,000, but she's trying to work at least to buy a cooler for $17,000, a walk-in cooler. She's got some contracts right now, but she's working on having a bigger contract. So this would behoove her to be able to get into that venue. And not only that, she just won a SCORE business contest, and that was through all the people that voted for her. She just came back from Dallas, Texas. They gave her a $1,000 check. They invited her, flew her down there, and her 3-day-old infant, or a week-old, I don't know, tiny little boy. And she took that baby with her when she went down to Texas, and she just got back last Thursday. So she is got lots of things going on, but join the campaign. This is a community helping the people in the community. And if you want money for anything, you're welcome to start a campaign. We can help you for that. The grant basically gives us the resources to do that.
So again, we want to celebrate local entrepreneurs such as Rachael Sparks. And if you could tell our audience again the name of your business and where you're located.
Wellness Within Consulting. I'm located at the Stoiber Healthcare Building at 1210 Parkwood Drive here in Rapids.
And the quick elevator description of what you do.
I do nutrition and lifestyle consulting, and I do essential oil therapy and Reiki.
Okay. So if you have an opportunity to to do so or feel a need to do so, here's a well-educated and well-trained professional who's willing to help provide a holistic approach to your health. So we appreciate you being here, Rachel.
Thank you for having me.
Rachel.
Thank you.
And is there any final comments you'd like to make, Carla?
No, we still have more people that are going to be talking about their business coming up in the next couple of months.
Okay, so we thank you for tuning in on this episode of Community Business Matters, and we look forward to seeing you in the months to come.